Hi guys, I'm David, the creator over at Renown Forge. I'm going to take you through a few ways you can use the site to get playing, building, and generally experiencing everything we have to offer. First of all, logging in. Hit that login button on the top right. From here, you get the option to stay informed. This will allow you to receive updates on campaigns, various offers we have coming in for you, and everything else that's good and going on. Entering the fray is how you will become authenticated. That will be handled off-site, so you don't have to worry about us handling any of your delicate user details. Here, we're in the command center. This is the place where you create campaigns and manage all of your campaigns. Let's establish a campaign. Pretty simple, really. You've got a few different options. You can look in the community templates to see what people have been making. You can also use our escalation preset. It's one of the most useful functions. You can create 7 rounds from 500 to 2,000 points, kind of preset to 2-week intervals, and with pre-configured awards. That is going to give you a pretty straightforward kind of path to glory style experience. There's also the ability to create a specific scenario in which you will set the players, factions, their army lists, really manage everything for them to give like a little play experience of a historical scenario. But for this, we're just going to make one ourselves. So we will call this the Big Battle. If I can spell again, crikey, the Big Battle I am making. We can set a campaign banner. If we have one of these set, it could be a club image, a promoter, a sponsor. It could be your own images you've made to kind of promote and give a feel to the campaign. This is what your players are going to first see when they click on it. Won't set one for now. Global campaigns. These are a large scale campaign which will take place over multiple sectors. These theatres of war are going to be various clubs, locations. People are going to be battling in different groups internally, amongst themselves, coming together to tell a whole story. Probably go into that feature a little bit later on in another video. Ready to launch. That setting is when you want other people to be able to see it. When I click that, this will become visible to other users. Game system, Warhammer The Old World. I am a fan and a player. Online only. We can set our campaign to be based in the online world or in the real physical world. I'll select the real physical world for now. I'm going to set it in the United Kingdom. We'll set this in London. I could even go more close to that. We'll go London. The campaign narrative. We're going to set a simple narrative. My lovely story where people have a few games and probably drinks. Okay, campaign rules. This is going to be for anything special. We'll say maybe this one includes using renegades. Renegades allowed. Those are some fun rules for the various factions. Then we're going to pop in, we will use Battle March for 500 and 750 point games. I could add a special rule for a fun character. This can be anything you really want that is specific to your campaign. You could set your experience rules, any particular variables that are going to make your campaign notable. You put the rules for the general campaign in here. We've got the campaign default system. We could have 20 brackets. We can have win-loss draw. So we'll say this will be a win-loss draw system with a minimum threshold of 100 points to win. We'll have our secondary as 20 brackets. These brackets are pre-populated, so we can use the general campaign scoring system, win-loss draw, or 20-0. It's going to allow us to really fine-tune exactly how people are going to be playing in the campaigns. So our thresholds there. And we can obviously manufacture these thresholds for the 20-0 to be however we like. Scribes Quarter. So we're going to say, thanks for supporting our lovely little campaign. If I can remember how to spell, there we go. Thanks for running a lovely little campaign. Battle reports and content. We can add our YouTube channel if you're a creator. We can add taglines to help people find what they're doing. We can add support for the scribe. You can link your own Ko-fis, your Patreons, all these sorts of things. If you're a creator, this is particularly useful. Again, a little tagline to let people know what they're about. The armory or venue, you can set stores here. So you can find your favorite stores. UK Resin Print, we're always a fan here. And you can invite people to use your affiliate links. You can use all these types of things to promote and tag venues. Maybe it's a venue you're playing at. You might want to put the armory in there and just set up so that people can find. Here's your affiliate link button as well. It will help people find the stores that you're supporting, your local community. This is all about community, really. You can also support the Glory Campaign Manager. You can support us by using our links. That will put in our affiliate links and our general stores. There we go. We established a campaign. Here we go. The big battle I'm making. I can obviously go to edit campaign. I can generate an event pack. I think it's a primordial feature that we will be advancing as we go to generate packs that you can give out to your players to inform them of various rules, little offline stuff, and little shareable elements. You can publish the campaign as a template. This allows you to put it in the marketplace and some other areas. You can delete your campaign. You can finish your campaign when it's done. You only get a certain number of live campaigns at a time. I think for free players that might be 2, allowing you to experience and build using the fullness of the site. But you just can't use up too much of our data storage because it costs me a fortune. Okay, next up we've got the overview here. We've got campaign rules. We can add records. I won't add one now, but this allows us to give a title to our record. So some picture I've made. You can add it could be a YouTube video, an image, or an audio podcast. You can also have them triggered by different rounds. If you've got a few different rounds, you might want to have a video pop up on round 3 that details a special secret event that you're going to have happen in your story. It's all to play for, and you can make it up yourself. Then we've got rounds and matches. This is the meat and veg. Here we're going to add a round. So a campaign consists of a series of rounds in which you are going to play. Well, you're going to organise. People are going to play. You're probably going to play in your own campaigns as well. So round 1 will be called a border skirmish. There we go. We're going to set the points limit. We'll say that is a 500 point round. The number of matches you're going to have per player. This is how many times people are going to play. Maybe it's for a one-day event, you might set everything to be single rounds. For a Path to Glory style slow grow, you might want to have 2 matches, 4 matches per player. A lot of talk in our local scene is maybe of having more matches for the early rounds, so people can play a few 500-point games and really get to use their armies and enjoy that, especially that first stage. Here you set your start date and end date. So say, for instance, I want this to all take place on the 20th of the 5th. I will pop through there and I will say everything is going to happen on the 20th of the 5th. This is a one-day event. We can do it that way. So we've got a matchup style. Your options are you can use a Swiss system. You can randomly pair them. Free-for-all, the players are going to choose. You've got an organizer's choice where the organizer will choose to pair people into each other, maybe to tell a story, for instance. Or there's an unbounded challenge. That means you're going to be able to have as many matches as the players can play, with only the number of matches per player being scored. So if you set your matches per player to 2, if somebody plays 5 matches, they still score experience points, but they don't score campaign points. It means people can play as much as they want, and it's generally pretty fun. But that will just say free for all. We can allow repeats across the different rounds, which we'll do. Say we've only got a few players, little local group. We might want people to play against each other a few more than one times. We can have repeats within the round. We'll say no to that. We will avoid same faction matches. So if we have in-game narrative factions, this is going to allow us to ensure that people are only playing people from other factions. Here we get the option to hide round intel, so we could toggle that for secret rounds. Say, for instance, we have a part of the story and it develops. We don't necessarily want that all spoiled for us at the start by seeing the round title, our big main character just died. Let's instead hide that away, and as the rounds progress and complete, we're then going to be able to see them as we go. Round briefing. So I'll say the terrain is just hills. So much hills. Hills. And more hills. So this will be for a particularly hilly round. We can also set if this is going to be a battle march, if it's 500 points, we'll reinforce that battle march is to be used. There we go. And I simply add the round. As you can see now, our round 1 is set to border skirmish. I can edit that round if I want, going through the same menu choices. I can change the dates available to it. I can duplicate the round. I can do a whole bunch of things. That is for exporting your matchups. I can use that to export a report of who is going to play who, making it easy to tell players over Discord who will be involved in that round. So let's add another round. I don't think it's only a one. This one day is going to have a couple of rounds to it. So we'll make this one. So we say this is going to be a 750. It'll be an escalation day. We want that again to be set to one match per round. Big round to whoa. Okay, again, free for all. The player's going to choose. We allow repeats within the round. It doesn't really matter because our match is one. We're going to allow repeats across rounds. We don't know how many people there could be. Hide round intel. I don't think it's too secret yet. Then we're going to have the mission be King of the Hill. King of the Hill is played here because this event was all about hills. Apparently, that's all I can think of. So we add another round, and then we say, you know what, it's going to be a 3-round, 1-dayer. Again, we set our dates. I probably didn't do that last time. I'll have to go through. 20th. Okay, this will be a 1, 2, 5, 0 point game. I don't want to play too many points. I actually quite like the low levels. Free for all, the players are going to choose, allow creeps across rounds, avoid the same factions, hide round intel. We don't want them knowing this round. I poorly spelled. Also features hills. Hills and a giant hill monster made from multiple hills. My thinking is limited, but there we go. Oh, and I need to create a title. We'll call it Oh Gosh, the Hill Monster Rises. There we go. That's a brief overview of how we're going to handle creating a campaign. At this point, I could go to edit campaign. I'm pretty happy with it now. I think we've really done such a fantastic job. We're going to enable factions. I'll tell you what, we're going to have factions in this one as well. We will allow players to join factions and compete for their glory because factions are fun. I was going to do ready for launch. Yes, there we go. So we now make the campaign visible to all and sundry. We'll welcome people into our 1-dayer where they battle the mighty hills. They won't know about round 3. They'll know it exists, but they won't know that there's a secret giant hill monster in it. This allows us to have special elements that play through and kind of some pretty good games. Probably those drinks mentioned at the start are going to be essential to get through the hill-based campaign. Again, here you can see in the pairings, we can generate Swiss pairings when we've got people or random pairings. Or we can allow people to create a manual matchup. This is obviously all good. We don't want to do all the work. If we get enough people, we can hit generate Swiss pairings and we're done for the day. If we want people to create their own matchups, they can do that themselves, or we can create the matchups for them. It's pretty easy to manage the rounds, and it just makes life a little bit easier. And the factions, we'll add those. So these in-game factions, faction name. I've had enough of hills. These guys want fewer hills as a way of life. Maybe they were bored of the valleys or the picture special rules. -1 on a hill. You can also add your own heraldry options and images that will appear by the players who have joined or selected this faction. Then we will add another faction, because what would the game be without 2 factions at least? This one, they're not I've had enough of hills. This is I just want more hills. And they get, we're just going to say +1 on a hill. They can also have their own heraldry. I'd imagine it would be a picture of a hill. Players will be able to join one of these two factions. You can see they've got special rules. Next up, we're going to want players to join our campaign. So let's join our own campaign. There's an invite link. This is how you simply click that, copy the link to the clipboard, give that to your potential players, promote on your Discord, Facebook, wherever you like. You're going to be able to enable people to join your campaign and play in it. Or people can find your campaign and simply hit that join button and look through here. So I'm going to hit join campaign. We're going to be the Hill Loving Guys. Our faction will be gonna say we're playing Orcs and Goblins. Obviously, this is building a hill troll faction. Campaign allegiance, I can stand aligned. I actually think we'll just right from the start say I just want more hills. I think it's what we're all about. We can set our heraldry. Heraldry is a very fun place to start. I could follow the player standard heraldry from the Hall of Glory, or I can set my heraldry here. I can pick colours. Let's set some nice colours, and that'll do. I said nice colours, crikey. The emblem symbol will be non-selectable. Oh, no, that will do from here. The emblem symbol will be a battle axe. The background will be we'll say a diagonal split. These guys are dynamic. It's like a hill. Is there anything? I mean, it's going to be a diamond because that's hill-esque. Everything's saying hill, hill, hill. We can then, and we're going to take the match colours off because they want to really make sure you know it's a hill. Hills have little peaky white tops. There we go. And we can march to war. This will allow us to join the campaign, sign up to have our request accepted. We've picked our heraldry. This will preset our battle banner, and it's particularly useful in the battle report builder if you've got your heraldry preset, and a fun way to show different units and their growth through the campaign. If I look here in requests, I've joined. So let's confirm and have our first player join the campaign. Here we go. Dev General is now playing Orc and Goblin tribes. Okay. If I go to my roster, when you've joined a campaign, you will be given several options for starting your roster. You can import from Old World Builder. You can import from New Recruit. These are done through the Old World Builder style files and the New Recruit JSONs. Or you can build the entire army here using Recruit Unit. To be honest, I wouldn't recommend it. It's vastly easier to simply import an entire list. So just be aware of that. Let's give these guys some names. The unique regiment name is Hill Guys. Go model list. They are Hill Trolls Force. The regiment category will be I believe they're infantry. The corps, of course. I'll say they cost 100 points. 100 points of Hill Trolls. There are 3 of them. They're so cheap now. Still, I've probably undersold the points value. Experience points can be set across the campaign. You obviously can score those based on how the campaign is being scored. Maybe you get them for killing units, for surviving, or whatever. We won't deal with that right now, but that allows you to spend them to gain abilities. These give you veteran tags, which will give you bonuses across play. Maybe leadership, attacks, who knows. Equipment special rules. Just some rocks. I think that's fair. The regimental history. They were born to the high hills of, what we say, Middlemarch. Middlemarch sounds fun. They have a unique regiment history. We're going to follow the army standard colours. Those are nicely preset for us. And we will have a centaur as their symbol, because why not? We will out-recruit them to our roster. Simple as that. We now have a unit in our roster. Again, if you import from Old World Builder or New Recruit, there's simple checkboxes and a very easy system for bringing your whole army made in a different and better place. Makes it easy to upgrade and manage. As you move across the campaign, you might want to add more units to your army. You can always use the same list from your favorite builder. Simply import the units and then select which ones you've already got on your list. So in round 1, old Dev General's here now. And Dev General has a job to do. And that's a little red dot that's showing you that they do. So I'm going to confirm the deployment of my Hill Guys. If we look here, we can see the Dev General's Orc and Goblin tribes. This is a snapshot of your army. It tells you what units you've got. I've got a unit Hill Guys here. And what's in your army. So you can see each person's army simply by clicking on their name in the army list section. This is particularly useful because across the different rounds, your army will usually change if you're playing different point values. Obviously, it's not so important if you are playing a single points value. So if you're playing the same army 3 times, it's not an issue. If you're playing different armies across each round, then this is going to obviously be a little bit of a bigger deal. Meaning you can upgrade your army and your army roster, and then freeze your army for your round so that your opponents are going to be able to see what you're bringing without too much fuss before the match. It seems fair, no gotchas around here. When you are building a campaign, you might want to give people awards. You might want to buy a trophy. I've seen there's some pretty ones from UK Resin Print. He has made some lovely trophies. We're going to put this one for Greatest Painter. That is the wonderful, and if we put it there, paintbrush. Or the player with the most beautifully painted and themed army, and you will get a Best Painted trophy from UK Resin Print. They've got some nice new ones, and we'll establish that decree. So the only trophy you'd win in this competition will be for painting nicely. So that's how you would establish a campaign, invite people to join it yourself, create armies, add them to create your armies in your roster, add them to your matchups, define them within each round, and look at the overview, special rules, everything. That's how you make a campaign. Hope you guys have a great day, and let's see what we get to next time. Thank you very much.